Welcome back, students. I hope all you are safe and healthy. Before starting a new topic, let's recall what we have learned in our previous class. We have learned about physical properties of metals and non-metals. Like in metals, we have learned metals are generally in solid form, whereas non-metals can be liquid, solid, and gases. Metals, we can convert them into thin sheets, whereas non-metals, we can't convert them into thin sheets, means they are non-malleable. Similarly, metals can produce sound, whereas non-metals cannot produce any sound. In terms of their conductivity, metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, whereas non-metals are poor conductors of heat and electricity. Let's start today's topic, chemical properties of metals. What happens when metals burnt in air reacts with water, acids and metal salt? They form some new products. About these products, we are going to learn in today's session. All metals do not show same reactivity with air, water, acids, metal salts. Some react slow with them and some reacts very fast. For example, sodium can react with cold water, whereas iron does not react with cold water immediately. This happens because sodium is more reactive metal, whereas iron is less reactive metal. Let's know more about them. First is reaction with oxygen. When metals react with oxygen, they form metallic oxides. For example, when sodium reacts with oxygen, it gives sodium oxide. When iron reacts with oxygen, it gives iron oxide. But difference between these two is what? Sodium reacts very fast as compared to iron. Similarly, we can check about other metals also, like potassium reacts more vigorously in air, whereas copper burns very smoothly in air. From this, we can conclude sodium is more reactive than iron. Similarly, we can check for magnesium, zinc and copper. When metals reacts with water, they gives us metal oxide, hydroxide. In addition with that, they gives us hydrogen gas too. Some metals reacts violently, even with cold water, but some metals react very slowly. For example, when sodium and potassium react with water, even with the cold water, they react explosively, means they produce hydrogen gas with the rise of fumes. Why so? Because sodium and potassium can react very fast with air also. Look at the case of magnesium. They react very vigorously with water, means they produce lot of hydrogen gas when they react with water. Next case of zinc, it reacts very slowly with water, means it produces very less hydrogen gas. Similarly, you can take few examples from your daily life, like your mom's gold jewelry. Gold is also a metal, but it doesn't react with water. So, it is a least reactive metal. But metals do not react with bases in most of the cases, but exceptional cases like aluminium, zinc, they react with the strong bases like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. They form complex compounds with the evolution of hydrogen gas. Next is the reactivity series. As you already know, some metals are more reactive than others. Based on degree of reactivity, metals are arranged in a series in order of reactivity from highest to lowest. Metals are arranged in a vertical order with the most reactive metal at the top and least reactive metal at the bottom. Hydrogen is also included in this series, but hydrogen is a non-metal. Still it is included. Why is it so? It is only for the reference, because metals that are above the hydrogen are more reactive, so they can displace hydrogen from water and dilute acids, whereas the metals which are below the hydrogen, they do not react with water and dilute acids, means they cannot displace hydrogen from water and dilute acids. Silver and gold are least reactive metals. They do not react with acid, bases and waters. Such metals are called noble metals also. But ये reactivity series आपको help कहाँ करेगी? You can't go to the lab every time and check कि how much this metal is reactive. So this series help you out to find out which metal is more reactive than other. How you can learn this series in an easy way? I have framed a phrase for you. Just look at that. Let me read for you. कह दो ना कार मिलेगी, ऑल्टो जेन फरारी, पब्लिक क्यूरियस होगी, सिल्वर ऑडी. You can frame your own phrases also. कह दो means K से you can learn potassium. K is a symbol of potassium. ना से Na sodium. कार Ca calcium. मिलेगी में Mg magnesium. Alto Al for aluminium. Zen zinc. Ferrari Fe for iron. Public Pb for lead. Curious Cu copper. होगी Hg for mercury. सिल्वर का सिंबल होता है Ag. Audi Au. Like this, you can learn this reactivity series in easy way, which will help you in chemistry to learn chemical reactions. Next is a displacement reaction. It is a chemical reaction in which a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt. Let us understand this with your favorite cartoon series, Pokemon. आपको याद है ये कौन कौन से कैरेक्टर्स हैं? Ash, मिष्टी एंड पिकाचू. मान लो ऐश और मिष्टी पहले बहुत अच्छे फ्रेंड्स थे. एक दिन वो पिकाचू को मिलते हैं. पिकाचू और ऐश बहुत अच्छे दोस्त बन जाते हैं, बट मिष्टी उनमें इतना इन्वॉल्व नहीं हो पाती है. उसके बाद ये दोनों आपस में बहुत ज़्यादा रहना शुरू कर देते हैं और मिष्टी इनसे अलग हो जाती है. Means, in terms of reaction, Pikachu is a more reactive metal who displays Mishti from their friendship. Let's look at this example. Zinc reacts with copper sulfate. As you know, according to reactivity series, zinc is a more reactive metal as compared to copper. Then what will happen when both they react? Zinc will displace copper from this solution. Then it forms zinc sulfate and copper. Look at one more example. Here is a copper sulfate in this beaker, which is blue in color. Put an iron blade in that. After some time, the solution turns green in color. Why is it so? Because iron displaced copper from this solution, because iron is more reactive as compared to copper. Let's revise what we have learned today. We have learned about chemical properties of metals, how metals react with oxygen, with water, with acids, about reactivity series, displacement reaction. Hope you understood well about these terms. In case any doubt, feel free to contact me. Thank you.